This is the National Women's Soccer League on Bright House Sports Network. This afternoon, the top team in the league, the undefeated Portland Thorns, have come to Camping World Stadium to face the Orlando Pride, fresh off a victory to even their record at 5-5. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Orlando with Eddie Rodriguez. I'm Austin Lyon. Thank you so much for joining us. Orlando has the distinction of being the only team in the NWSL to win all of their home matches this season. And this afternoon, Eddie, they get to test it against the best team in the league.
That's right, Austin. They played well last home game, and now they get to go against pretty much the best. This is their chance to shock the league. They want to create movement going forward as far as getting points in the standings, and tonight's a great chance for them.
Orlando coming off a dramatic win here on Thursday against the Houston Dash. Really exciting end to this game with Houston creating a number of great chances in the second half. Ashlyn Harris, the Orlando goalie, had to make some big saves. There, a header at point-blank range that just went wide. Houston continuing to excel in the attacking third. There's a bicycle kick from Rachel Daly that Harris was able to swat away. Another chance saved by Harris. And then finally, in the 92nd minute, Orlando was able to break through a couple of substitutes. Sarah Hagan and Jasmine Spencer connect on what would be the only goal of the match, a game winner, as Orlando prevailed 1-0. Kristen Edmonds, part of the buildup that led to that goal. She was unheralded when the season started. She's since blossomed into one of Orlando's best players.
I'll tell you what, talk about just being at the right place, right time. She's one of those midfielders that you don't notice, but she runs all the time. I would describe her consistency. We talked to the coaching staff and said, you know what, she's our most consistent player throughout the season. She proved that last Thursday against Houston.
Tom Sermani says that Portland has by far the best roster in the league. 5 members of the U.S. women's national team will suit up for the Thorns today.
And that right there, if you look at the Caps, that's where you're going to play against a team with a lot of experience. So not only is it they've been playing together, so that's a very powerful team right there going forward.
Megan Klingenberg, the anchor of that back line. Portland has allowed only 5 goals the entire season. It will be difficult for Orlando to find cracks in the Thorns' defense. Should be a good one this afternoon. It's the league-leading Portland Thorns and the Orlando Pride opening kickoff from Camping World Stadium when you come back. Back at Camping World Stadium, moments away from kickoff between Orlando and Portland. Let's show you the starting 11s for both teams. First, for Thorns FC, 5-0-5 coming in. Same lineup that Portland used on Wednesday. Outstanding back line includes Klingenberg and Emily Sonnet, the #1 pick in the most recent NWSL draft. France's Amandine Henry, one of the world's best. This is her 3rd match with Portland. And one forward up top, it's Christine Sinclair. Canadian has 162 career international goals. For Orlando, no surprise to see Steph Catley and Monica in the lineup. They've played every minute of every match this season. Kaylin Kyle makes her first start since May 20th. And up top, Christina Birkenrode at left forward. Her first start of the season. She's played just 73 minutes this year. Alex Morgan and Jasmine Spencer are the other forwards for Coach Tom Sermani. 87 degrees right now. Feels like 94 down on the field. And you can see some water on the lens. We had a passing shower here at Camping World Stadium about 30 minutes ago, and more rain is expected to come through as the match goes along. Orlando in all purple, it's all red for the Portland Thorns, and away we go on a Sunday afternoon in Central Florida.
And Orlando coming out with their 4-3-3. They like to pack the middle. 3 forwards, of course. And for Portland, they're coming out with a little bit different formations. 4-5-1. 2 defensive center mids are going to sit in the hole. And, of course, Sinclair is going to hold up that number 9 spot as a big-time forward. She can lay the balls off. So it's going to be interesting in the middle of the field with so many numbers. 5 for Portland and, of course, 3 for Orlando Pride.
And because of the time of this game, 5 o'clock in the afternoon and the heat, both coaches said it was likely to affect their strategy as Portland commits a foul. They wouldn't put as much pressure on their opponent as they would normally like to, because you can't afford to get tired quickly in the match.
Absolutely. You know, we talk about humidity and how much that takes out of you, even if you're hydrating. And, of course, the quick turnaround for both teams. Orlando played on Thursday, and if you, talk about traveling across the country to get here to Orlando, I think they played Thursday as well, didn't they?
A Wednesday match for Portland, a victory over Chicago that actually put them at the top of the league table. But as you mentioned, a long trip, the longest trip in the league to get here to Orlando. Monica in the back for Laura Alloway. Birkenrode with a touch, making her first start of the season. Orlando content to possess right now.
Yeah, and for her, she's going to play really wide, trying to come from the weak side. We see her on the left. Very good technically. She'll check to the ball and then check away.
Allonge plays the deep ball, looking for Kristen Edmonds, who is making a run. Portland team, so much talent, and it starts with their back line. You have to talk about the goalie, Michelle Betos, reigning NWSL Keeper of the Year. Missed a few games earlier this season with a shoulder injury. This is her 5th start, and she's recorded 2 clean sheets.
And that is where Orlando is going to stay very tight in the middle, because they're playing against 2 extra players. They're going to have 3 in the middle against pretty much 5. If the Portland outside mids do not come inside, it's an even match. But other than that, they're down numbers, so they got to be able to close that gap right away as soon as they lose the ball.
Off target from Ashlyn Harris. Monica racing and cannot keep it from going. Well, she did just keep it from going over the touchline. Nice effort by the Brazilian. Kaylin Kyle has it taken away in the midfield. That's Tobin Heath. Nadia Nadeem, native of Afghanistan, with 2 defenders shadowing her. Birkenrode taps it back toward the back line. Danny Weatherholt along the near sideline for Birkenrode. Nice 1-2 combination. Steph Catley.
Great job by Orlando Pride coming out of the back. You can tell they do a couple of 1-2s. They get out of trouble so easily, and that's because they're anticipating the pressure from Portland, and that's what they need to do. Just get you touch, play the ball, and then move off the ball as well once you pass it.
Tom Sermani, coach of this Pride expansion team, now at 5-5 on the year, and he told us, given that you got so many players that are coming together and largely seeing, interacting, and playing with each other for the first time, very satisfied with where this team is at right now.
Well, especially Austin, because we spoke with him and said the preseason was so short. He's still, getting some players used to each other, and when you talk about putting a team together for the first year, it's very difficult. And on top of that, they really haven't been together all that time.
Throw in is headed out of trouble by Orlando. Catherine Reynolds doing her best to try and keep it in. Now at the feet of Birkenroad. Turns to the outside and boots it off the foot of Catherine Reynolds.
Yeah, Birkenroad was looking for that spin, looking for Alex Morgan, who was going down the line, making a good run.
To your point about lineup turnover, this is the 11th game for Orlando. 9th different starting 11 that Tom Sermani has employed this season.
Yeah, you know, as a coach, you want to find that chemistry, you want to find that right 11, and a lot of the times it takes you a little bit longer to do that when you're in a first-time team. Of course, he's trying to see what works. Today's a little bit different because we talk about the conditions and what a quick turnaround it was from Thursday, so you want to stay fresh, especially in the heat of Florida.
Catley limping a bit at the left back position for Orlando. Kaylin Kyle tracking back defensively to take it away for the Pride. Good to see Kyle back on the field. Missed the 3 of the last 4 matches. Recovering from a right ankle sprain.
That's one of the things she does best right there. Switching the point of attack out of the back.
Catley looking for Morgan on the run. Portland coach Mark Parsons told us before the match he was most concerned about those direct balls to Alex Morgan and how they can take them out of the compact defense that they like to play.
And let me tell you, he's happy that Tony Presley's out of the game right now because she has a left foot. She can ping the ball all the way out to Alex Morgan or playing that really diagonal ball that can do some damage.
There is Presley, native of Central Florida. Out of Melbourne, played college soccer at Florida State. Started on Thursday night, available as a substitute this afternoon.
And with her, Austin, it's just a matter of get full fitness. We spoke to Coach Sermani. Said, you know what, she really hasn't gotten to the 10th game mark yet. She's coming along. Last Thursday game, she lasted about 60 great minutes, by the way. So when I asked her, how come you took her out, I said, well, she's not 100% yet. But when she is, she's just a great player out of the back.
Portland trying to get it to Christine Sinclair, making a run up the far sideline. Approaching the 8th minute. Edmonds on the move. Betos comes out a long way to the edge of the box to clear it to the halfway line.
Edmonds one down. And that collision with the goalkeeper.
And expect Portland to kick the ball out of play here.
It's a long ball into the corner. She goes in for the challenge, and yeah, she gets body checked by the goalkeeper right there. Shoulder, no intention, however. Goalkeeper had just cleared the ball. I think that was just the wind knocked out.
Edmonds, the best and most consistent player for Orlando this season, according to Coach Tom Sermani. He shifted back and forth between forward and midfield the last several games. And her play, as we mentioned in the open, has been a huge surprise. She was acquired from Western New York and was kind of a throw-in to make the trade work. And she really shined in preseason camp.
Yeah, she's one of those players. We talked about her being just a great player, consistency. Well, that's what you want out of your center mids anyway. But, you know, to see it game in and game out, it's great to see that. We hope she's okay.
Edmonds has come to the sideline, so for the moment, Orlando has 10 on the field as they give possession back to the Thorns. And it looks like Edmonds is ready to check back in, and she does come running back onto the field on the bottom of your screen. Good to see that.
You know, she's one of those players who can run forever, too. So you put her out wide, she can make some great runs. You put it in the middle, she can hold the line. All kinds of different possibilities from the coaching standpoint.
And even though it's still very humid down on the field, that shower before the game cooled things off by 7 to 10 degrees, making it much more manageable for the players.
For a little bit, for about 10, 15 minutes, and then you get the sun out, and then you start getting the humidity back up. But you're right, it was definitely better for them, especially at the beginning of the game. But I tell you, for Portland, they're not used to the humidity, they're not used to the heat. So for them, you know, they're gonna Start getting the heavy legs around 60th, 70th minute.
Edmonds engaged with Nadia Nadim. Not enough on that ball toward the outside. Terrific work by Jose Ballonge, trying to get it to Jasmine Spencer.
Ballonge had Alex Morgan wide open in the box. She could have pinged that ball to the far post.
Ballonge has started all 10 games this season. Named to the Canadian Olympic roster. One of the players that Orlando will lose following this game today. Two U.S. national teamers, Harris and Morgan, along with other players who will be getting ready for the Rio Olympics. Here's Amandine Henry.
Great ball into the space for Henry. Crosses the ball.
Off the head of Kaylin Kyle. And now to the feet of Edmonds. Spencer playing a through ball for Christina Birkenrode.
Yeah, that was the right ball though, but that should have been to Alex Morgan, who came back to the middle to check for the ball.
Portland once again working out of trouble. Ball booted about 10 rows up into the stands. And Catley will take the throw for the Pride. Catley, another one of the players who Orlando will not have during the Rio Olympics. Catley play for the Australian national team. Morgan near that corner flag, chipped it through the legs of Emily Sonnet, and it'll be a corner kick for Orlando.
Yeah, great job by Alex Morgan. She knew she didn't have space, so she knocked the ball through the legs of the defender. She gained a corner kick. You can tell she looks up, no space. Tried to go through the legs, and she gains a corner kick. Great chance for Orlando Pride to get numbers up. We haven't had any clear chances.
Catley takes most of the corners. This one is Edmonds. Didn't get it across the face of goal. Orlando trying to keep it in the attacking third. Ballonge plays a deep ball into the box. Headed up and right into the belly of Michelle Betos.
Yeah, the ball has to be driven to the far post. When you hang it up a little bit too much, you give a chance for the goalkeeper to come out. Nonetheless, good chance for Orlando, though. You got to start playing the ball into the box, make the goalkeeper come out, and of course, you're going to put some pressure on the two center backs in the back.
Lindsay Horan wins the ball for Portland. Played toward the far sideline. No Thorns players there. It'll be an Orlando throw. Scoreless in the 13th minute as the Pride play the second of 4 consecutive home games. Trying to knock off the top team in the NWSL table. Portland undefeated this year, 5 wins and 5 draws. And Orlando has won all 4 of its matches in the friendly confines of Camping World Stadium. Betos out just beyond the top of the box to clear that. Popular Tobin Heath.
A great ball by Tobin Heath. You can tell she came all the way back to get the ball, and Orlando's giving her a little too much time. She's a very dangerous player. We've seen her with the national team, of course, what she can do. She can dribble, you know, great balls out of the back, of course, out of the midfield. But you want to keep an eye on her.
Turning inside is Henry. A little bit too much pace on that ball. Harris scoops it up.
Yeah, Sinclair was making to the run to the near post, and then right behind her, you got Horan. She was waiting for that ball, didn't quite get through.
Orlando would like to keep the ball away from Henry as much as possible. This is her 3rd match with the Thorns. Spencer on the run. She's onside. Betos takes her down, and it's a foul just outside the box.
Actually, the linesman has had his flag up, so I think it's offside before the foul, even though there's contact. And you can tell right here by the time the ball's played, I don't know, that was pretty close. Of course, the linesman has the best view, and that was that. If that would have been through, that was a penalty kick right there. But they call the offsides first.
Flag up, negating what would have been a great chance for Spencer.
And you can see how close this is right here. Watch the line. That right there You can speed it up a little bit. By the time the contact's made, right there, she's maybe a step, half a step behind. The rule says that as long as you're even, you're on sides. And Orlando finally getting some combinations, getting going, because all he's going to take is one of those for Alex Morgan or even Spencer with her speed. She proved it already that she can beat the whole back line just with one ball.
Monica will switch the field for Orlando. Edmonds with a crafty touch, and she's taken down. A look at the NWSL table. Portland with that win over Chicago assumes first place on their own. Red Stars in Western New York tied for second. Orlando could potentially climb into a tie for second with a victory over the Thorns today. Birkenroad surrounded by 3 defenders. She is down, and Portland regains possession. Offside
ball,
flag up as Christine Sinclair was making a run.
Yeah, you can tell as soon as Heath gets the ball, she's always looking up for Sinclair. Great job by the 4 line from Orlando. They just stopped. They knew that Heath was going to play the ball. Sinclair was at least 5 yards off.
Sinclair bothered by an Achilles injury earlier in the season, but she has produced goals in 3 straight matches. Great connection to the Portland area. Sinclair played college soccer at the University of Portland, 2-time national champion. 110 career goals in college. That is second all time. Ball headed back as Birkenroad gives chase. Orlando starting to put more pressure on that Portland back line here the last few minutes.
Yeah, they have, and they're managing that by just doing the 1-2s and then playing that long straight ball direct. Maybe a little bit direct for my liking, but they're finding success. And if Portland's not going to pressure that...
Edmonds with a shot off the header from Spencer.
I was hoping she would put that on frame. If Portland's not going to, push up the lines and cut the space, then Orlando's going to be able to hit the long ball all day long.
Portland has only given up 5 goals this season. They haven't allowed multiple goals in any game. We get in a hole against Portland. That is a obviously huge hill to climb physically against their talent, but mentally knowing what this team has done during the year, it's also difficult.
And that's pretty much, Austin, how they got the results. They go up 1-0, they just shut the door in the back. They don't give up a lot of goals, so as you mentioned, once they're up, they just, keep it close in the back and try to get another one. A couple of games they won 2-0, but the majority of the games, just that 1-0 game and just shut the door in the back.
29-year-old Mark Parsons in his first season with Portland after 2 years as the head coach and GM of the Washington Spirit. Turned that franchise around and earned him an opportunity with what has been one of the best teams in the 4-year history now of the NWSL. Portland leads the league in attendance. It is the most well-attended women's football club in the world. It's been really amazing the success they've had in the Pacific Northwest.
Well, Portland is definitely a soccer town. Of course, Nike town and Adidas being there. The pro soccer teams do pretty well. And of course, when you have a team like this one, they play great soccer. They get results, so you expect the people to go to every game.
Portland held the single game attendance record until Orlando broke it with their home opener earlier this year. More than 23,000 here to watch the Pride get their first win in franchise history. And a nice crowd on hand for this Sunday afternoon match. Emily Sonnet working patiently in the back. Top overall pick in the NWSL draft.
And even though Orlando's not playing high pressure, they're doing a better job at just closing the space, and Portland cannot come out of the back, at least not, at ease. They can't just pick up their head and hit the long ball, and that's what you want. You and I talked about, You know, the difficulties of playing high pressure with this Heat and that quick turnaround.
Ball allowed to roll over the end line. For the latest sports news in Central Florida and Tampa Bay, check out Your Sports Tonight every night here on Bright House Sports Network. Starts at 6 p.m. Give you the lowdown on all of the high school, college, and professional teams, as well as some great stories about individuals in Tampa Bay and Central Florida. Your sports, your teams, your schedule. It starts at 6 p.m. every night here on Bright House Sports Network. Orlando throw in, pressure from Henry. Flick off the foot of Tobin Heath, rolls harmlessly to Ashlyn Harris.
Yeah, once again, Heath was looking to flick that ball for St. Clair. Kind of missed it, went between her legs. And you can tell the difference between this game right here and that Thursday night against Houston, where Houston was playing even in the middle, 3 against 3, and Orlando had a lot of time to come out, go through the middle. We haven't seen those combinations today. A lot tighter, especially playing that 5 against 3 in the middle for Orlando Pride.
Exactly what you would expect against the best defensive team in the league. Here's Catley finding space. Out wide for Spencer. Good ball. She's able to chase it down right outside the box. One-on-one. Spencer, no one there. It's going to be a clearance for Portland.
Yeah, that was a great driven ball to Spencer. Spencer cuts the ball in. Shows the wrong lane, though. She had, once again, Alex Morgan in the far post. But Portland doing a good job just coming back, and here comes the counter.
Alloway went up to head that ball. That gave Tobin Heath a chance at a run from that far sideline. Not enough pace. Kyle, a 1-2 with Edmonds. Now here's Catley. Portland closes down space so quickly.
What a difference when Catley just goes out wide, the left fullback. She opens up, she's giving the team width, and she's literally on the touchline as soon as she gets the ball from the center back in the back. Now you're shifting the whole Portland midfielders to the side, and then you can either ping the ball forward or find the gaps and trying to look for either Spencer on the other side or Alex Morgan on top.
Emily Menges, only player on the Portland roster to play every minute of every match this year. Not many chances either way as we're in the 23rd minute.
Heath gets taken down. Referee finally called it. He was going to give the advantage to Portland. There was really nothing to go forward, so he finally called it. That's one of the things about Heath. She's so quick off the turn as well. So explosive.
9th year as a member of the U.S. national team. Rio de Janeiro will be her 3rd Olympic Games. Leads the league with 5 assists. Portland tried to go quickly off that free kick. Couldn't mount anything. Edmonds loses possession.
Oh, great little
flick
chicken
back to Lindsay Horan, the U.S. national teamer. Crosses it to Heath, and Portland's got the lead. No, offside flag up.
Yeah, St. Clair, by the time she crossed the ball, Heath was offsides. But what this great back right here. The ball goes into the forward. St. Clair with a cheeky back little heel right here. Watch this pass right here. Leaves the defense. Yeah, Heath's an offsides right here. She's still off. And by the time she gets the ball, definitely offsides. Great job by Portland doing the 1-2s on top of the box, though.
Jasmine Spencer now has it for Orlando. It's crafty in space. Twice has been unable to find a teammate at the top of the box.
Her decision has to be a little bit quicker. You know Portland's going to close you quick. As soon as you get the ball, as soon as you see daylight, you got to cross that ball.
Birkenroad takes it away. Headed to Spencer right at the corner of the box. Nice tackle made. Weatherholt. Morgan gets it before the end line. Weatherholt right in front. Terrific save. Spencer with the follow, and Betos up to the challenge on 2 terrific looks.
There's the reason why she was the goalkeeper of the year last year. Twice she went down, full extension. Great job by Alex Morgan getting to the end line right there. She cuts the ball. Great spin. She closed the gap so well, and watch the rebound by Spencer. She's up, she's ready. She dove the right way, full extension. It's a double save right there for the goalkeeper.
Monica plays it back toward Edmonds. She'll have a chance at a service. Head of Alloway, and it is up and over the goal.
You get the sense that Weatherholt had a little bit more time to go against the goalkeeper. As soon as she spawned from Alex Morgan, watch this right here. When she spins, she has a little more time. She rushes the shot a little bit. And of course, Spencer with a great strike. Just great job to put that one on frame. A lot of the times you come in so fast and you just hit the ball over the goal.
Betos and Jasmine Spencer, teammates this past season in Australia with Sydney FC. And there, Betos denies an excellent scoring opportunity. Spencer got a lot of pace on that shot. Now back defensively working against Lindsay Horan, and it's going to be a foul.
Yeah, Spencer gets called for the foul. She's saying that was a dive. And of course, Heath on the ball. Be careful with Sinclair. We know she has the ability to go up for the header. This is where Portland's dangerous as well. By design, they have a lot of good set pieces, corner kicks on dead balls.
Crowded box for Tobin Heath. Heath goes low. Harris unable to control it, and then finally gets back on top of it. Momentary bobble, but luckily for Orlando, no Portland player in the area.
Great ball right there by Heath, going near post. She's looking for that near post run. Very unlike Harry's dropping the ball, but we know the turf is wet. Took a funny bounce, but great job by both defenders just shielding that ball right there.
Allie Long and Emily Sonnet were the two closest Portland players to it on that run. Kyle just over the halfway line. Plays it to Spencer.
Kyle plays so simple, it's great. She just connects the dots.
Spencer trying to beat Klingenberg, getting close to the end line, and that's going to be a corner.
And that's a challenge I like. Spencer against Klingenberg, and right now Spencer is all over the place. She had the great shot just a minute ago, and she's able to get around the defender. And watch where she starts to run. She goes one-on-one. Use that speed. Great touch right here, going towards the goal. The center back have to come back in and cut that angle.
Catley and Edmonds both lined up for it. It'll be Catley with a left foot. Morgan right at the edge of the 6 with a shot, and it's high.
Catley with a great corner kick going far post. Long in swinger, left foot to the far post. Alex Morgan just finds that ball, spins, and just that full rotation. She got under the ball too much. But once again, Austin, Orlando's getting some chances. They're going forward, they're creating chances, and that's great because that's how you're going to get shots on goal as well. Here's another angle. You see how she spun off, and then she got under the ball, put it over.
Weatherholt trying to win it in the midfield for Orlando. Henri quickly taking the throw for Portland. Played wide, no one there for the Thorns. Ballanger has it for the Pride. Speedy Spencer will turn and opt to go back toward Alloway.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Spencer's everywhere. Defensively, even though she's playing right mid, offensively, she's playing more of a winger. She goes up, of course, in that three-forward system. But, you know, she's got the wheels to go up, come down, help defensively out of the midfielder. Great job by her.
Too much on that touch from Kyle, trying to find Catley. Spencer, of course, with that thrilling game winner in the 92nd minute here on Thursday night. Her 7th career NWSL goal. A chance in the starting lineup today. We saw a lot from Jamia Fields. putting a ton of pressure on the opponent's back line.
Yeah, she did a great job just putting pressure on that Houston Dash team. And, you know, she won the ball so many times. And as soon as they won the ball, she tried to play to Alex Morgan. That's how they were able to get a lot of chances last Thursday.
Several lineup changes. Fields on the bench today. Tom Sermani said after going the full 90 on Thursday, just can't expect that type of quick recovery, and for her to do as well as she did. Here's Klingenberg working on Ballanger. Kyle goes down. Klingenberg got it to her right foot, and it's headed out of the box, and Edmonds with a clearance.
Great job by Klingenberg going forward. Just does a step over, does a Cruyff, pulls it back, does it again, and then crosses the ball to the far post. All the back line from Orlando Pride asking for the offside. They don't get it.
Here's Heath.
But you're right, that's a great point you bring up when you talk about playing the 90 minutes. She can come off the bench and just be an asset for this Orlando Pride.
Headed just inside the 6 by Heath. And a look at the U.S. national teamer.
Yeah, watch the technical ability right here. That little Cruyff right there. She cuts the ball again, takes 2 defenders out. Great cross to the far post. That tells you that that's a U.S. national team player. Even though she's a fullback, she's got great technical ability.
Klingenberg was an alternate for the 2012 London Olympics. Likely to see a lot of action in Rio. She started every game at the Women's World Cup last year.
Yeah, talking about Jamia Fields, she can come off the bench and give you that spark again. Same thing she did in the last game, but she played the full 90. So now coming off the bench, you know she's going to have some gas in the tank.
Free kick awarded to Portland. Lindsey Horan goes down.
I did not like that goal.
Nadia Nadim's been fairly quiet. Heath, 4 defenders around her and still able to maintain possession.
Not let her get a lot of time, a lot of space, because she'll punish you.
Klingenberg with a left-footed cross. Alloway plays it over the back line. A corner coming up. And we have hit the hydration break here in the first half. A trade between Orlando and Portland brought the 2 first players in Pride history here to Central Florida, Alex Morgan and Kaylin Kyle, along with the 10th pick in the NWSL draft, which turned out to be Sam Whitteman. Portland got a king's ransom in return for letting Alex Morgan go. Klingenberg, a U.S. national teamer. Lindsey Horan, who is in her first season in the NWSL after playing in Paris Saint-Germain. Emily Soddet with the #1 overall pick. You got 3 U.S. national teamers that went to Portland and an international roster spot, which allowed them to bring Amandine Henry. French woman is one of the best players in the world, the winner of the silver ball as the 2nd best player at last year's Women's World Cup.
Well, that just goes to show you how much Orlando Pride have invested in Alex Morgan. They know that she can score a lot of goals, and they were willing to give all that stuff for the trade.
Morgan, Kaylin Kyle, and Sarah Hagan, the first 3 members of the team. Morgan, an Olympic gold medalist, Women's World Cup champion. Scored 15 goals the last 3 seasons for Portland, and she has provided so much enthusiasm for this Orlando Pride team. She's now looked at as one of the most experienced players on this roster, and certainly has energized the Central Florida community.
Well, not only is she an icon because of her, stint with the national team, she's a goal scorer. She's great on the ball. She can check. Of course, she's got that explosiveness. She set up the team last Thursday on that breakaway. She crossed the ball, but she's one of those forwards that at any given time she can score a goal, so she's always dangerous.
Most people don't know Morgan was an outstanding student as well. Graduated early from Cal Berkeley. This is the 2nd meeting of the year between Portland and Orlando. Thorns FC winning 2-1 in the first game in franchise history for the Pride. Catley put Orlando in front early on, and Lindsey Horan eventually scored the game winner in the 82nd minute as Thorns FC came away with a 2-1 win. That game, unlike what Portland has done for most of the season, you referenced getting ahead and trying to stay ahead. And Mark Parsons, their coach, said early in the year, it was all about getting points. They weren't necessarily playing the style of soccer that they are now, but they were getting positive results.
That's right. It's about putting it all together. It's how you play. Now they're finally, everything's coming together for them. Now just looking on the field. Look at all the players that got traded to Portland. They're all on the field right now, except for one maybe, the last round pick. You have Rand there. You have Klingenberg.
And Portland still has a 2017 international roster spot that they could use to bring someone in. So could still benefit from that trade. This will be the 38th corner kick of the year, taken by Tobin Heath. Outside the 6, Henry heads it wide.
Henry with a header there, not very comfortable. She had one of the defenders from Orlando just right on her.
Just too much pace on that ball toward Morgan. Reynolds able to tap it out of play.
Both teams looking to get that, that comfortable stint on the ball. The 1-2s, the 5-6 combination touches. A little bit too sloppy from both teams in the middle, and that's just because there's so many legs in the middle. There's not a lot of time and a lot of space either. So getting that width, as you see right now, Klingenberg trying to get to that end line, trying to get some width for the team. There we go. Of course, the delivery from Portland has to be a lot better.
Late whistle after Kyle hit the turf. Portland thought they had an advantage break. Instead, a free kick for Orlando.
Oh yeah, they were going 3-on-3 on that breakaway. And Kyle had the ball. She's trying to cut the ball here, and there's no contact at all.
Referee is Ekaterina Koroleva. Same referee for the first match between these teams. Morgan gets it before it goes over the end line. That ball twisting stays inbounds. Klingenberg tried to get it to Heath, and Orlando throw.
That was a well-timed run by Alex Morgan. Good cross. And if you're Orlando, once you send Alex Morgan into the box diagonally, you got to get some numbers in the box, near post, far post, and somebody trailing for the one on top of the 18.
Brazilian Monica. Here is Catley. There are times, Eddie, when it looks like Orlando has a lot of space, and it is erased by the speed on this Portland roster.
Yeah, once they send their fullbacks open, all the way out, and of course, you're talking about Catley on the left, that gives you a lot of width, and as soon as they switch a point of attack, Portland does a good job, because now you got to move the whole 5 across. They got to come and close that space, but as soon as that happens for Orlando Pride, they got to look to go forward, trying to find those gaps on top.
Horan called for it, got it back. First ever American player to go straight from college to playing professional soccer in Europe. Horan opted not to go the college route. Catley with a long ball that goes out of play. Horan played for French club Paris Saint-Germain. And she is one of the future stars in the midfield for American soccer, along with Morgan Bryan, who we saw for the Houston Dash on Thursday. Weatherholt for Spencer. Turning to the outside, coming on is Ballanger.
And that's that width I was talking about.
Ballanger sliding in front. It got past Morgan, sent back on frame. Weatherholt, Ballanger with a chance from distance, and that well over the top of the goal.
See, when Ballanger goes down the line, right fullback opens up all kinds of spaces. Great run, great cross. Alex Morgan lets it go between her legs. Edmonds can't get there. It's a great idea, though, and of course, Bellinger just had no legs at the end of that. And that pretty much is the difference from Orlando Pride. Catley on the left fullback, Bellinger on the right. They love to go forward, and they're doing a great job just going forward because now they're the plus player. They're not marked at all.
Bellinger, always a forward during her career. She was moved to defense because of injuries to the Canadian team during last year's Women's World Cup. Even though she plays on the back line for Orlando, she's got a lot of ability playing the attacking third.
And she's got that pace. Even though she's playing out of the back, she can make runs. She can get to the 18 to 18, get across, and then had enough just pace to get back and just keep that back line of four intact.
Weatherholt making contact with Henry. That will be a foul against Orlando. What's your assessment so far of the changes that Tom Sermani has made with Birkenroad getting her first start, Weatherholt getting a chance to play along with Kaylin Kyle?
I think he's doing a great job. He's giving some of the players great quality minutes, get some experience. Remember, we had the combination between Edwards, and Evans. Edwards and Evans is still on the bench, so they can come in and pretty much turn this game around. We got Presley on the bench as well, so he's mixing it up a little bit, and I like it. As you're keeping fresh legs in the field, to me, that combination against Houston paid dividends because that's how they got the goal, and just they had some great combinations in the middle.
Late stages of the first half here in Orlando. No score between the Pride and Thorns FC. Orlando has had much better opportunities and more of them as well.
Yeah, Portland pretty much only had one when Tobin Heath scored. She was offsides. Other than that, you have got to give a lot of credit to the midfielder from Orlando Pride. They're been able to close that gap in those spaces. And of course, when you're see this hard collision right there.
That was Alloway and Nadia Nadine. And both medical staffs are being called onto the field to tend to their players.
Yeah, Nadine looking for the ball. Watch this angle right here on that flick. And as Nadine is coming in, Holloway just gets there a little bit too late. And look, you can tell they're both going for the ball. I think Nadine got the worst of that as she makes contact with the ball, and then she gets pretty much. Another angle here. And you can tell both players are looking for the ball. That's how you get a concussion right there, Austin. Both players looking up. They don't have their arms up, which is the way how you protect yourself, and they go head-to-head contact.
Nadine is up. She appears to be okay. Alloway is now sitting up for Orlando. Alloway twice represented Australia in the Women's World Cup. Actually debuted with the national team when Tom Sermani was the head coach. And hopefully both players able to stay in.
Of course, now trainers going through the whole protocol for concussions.
Yellow card issued to Alloway. The Australian to her feet and promptly finds out that she's been carded.
And that is not a yellow card, and I'll tell you what. The replay shows that both players are going for the ball. There's no intention to hit, the player. She was just late. And once again, watch this replay. Watch Holloway. She's looking at the ball right here. There's no intention to make, of course, she's going to make contact. She's looking for the ball. But as long as, and the rule says that as long as you're not making that initial intention to hurt the other player.
Alloway and Nadine both off for their respective teams. Tobin Heath on the run for Portland. Gets to that ball in front. It's off the post. What an effort from Heath at a very difficult angle.
And that's what I was talking about. You have to be careful with her. She's got so much space. She turns the corner. Great ball into the space. Great diagonal run. Watch this ball right into the space. She's trying to go near post. Hits the crossbar. Orlando Pride lucky that could have been the 1-0. But once again, it all started from the back. It was an early retake from that free kick.
Ball played back toward the halfway line. Thorns FC trying to finish the half with a flurry. That ball over touch. Poor pass there from Menges as she tried to go to Klingenberg.
I think Catley was still looking at that yellow card, and all of a sudden the Portland team just played the ball. That's the only time pretty much that flat back four has gotten beat tonight.
Spencer trying to step in front of Menges. Good battle going on to try to win the ball, and now a foul called against Heath. As you can see, 5 minutes of added time.
This is when you got to get numbers up. The last 5 minutes of a half. Be great to get one before the half.
Quick touch by Ballanger.
Catley, that's what I like to see. Just open up the width, fullback's out, and look what he does. It opens up the flat back four for Portland, and then you can find that gap, that through ball, looking for Alex or even Spencer in the back if you can switch a point of attack.
Alloway forward for Spencer. Betos was on a high line. She was almost at the top of the box when that ball was contacted. No trouble coming out.
And that's what the speed of Spencer does against a flat back from Portland. If you play the right ball, she can get through.
Catley making a run. And the Portland defender has felt trouble. They have no problem taking that ball over the touchline. Spencer goes down, no whistle. Contact between her and Sonnet.
It's a great job by Spencer, though, checking in the hole right there. She's got to be able to hold the ball a little bit longer.
Spencer found space. A little bit too much on that ball for Morgan.
It's a good idea, though. That's one of the best things that she does. She checks in between two defenders. She's going to turn with the ball, play that through ball, or hold it, lay it off, and then spin off. Use her speed behind.
About 3 minutes elapsed in the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Monica heads it down to the ground at the feet of Tobin Heath. And to the outside, Klingenberg, who has proven she can be dangerous in the attacking third.
Great job by Orlando Pride staying disciplined in the back. Now they're defending with 5, nice and tight. Spencer came back from the weak side. No holes in the middle.
3 defenders around Heath, and now Weatherholt trying to lead a break for the Pride.
And that's what happens when you put pressure on the ball. You win it, and then you can start the counterattack. Heath had no chance around 3 of the Orlando Pride defenders. They closed the gap so quick.
Weatherholt trying to work around Allie Long. Final moments of the opening half here at Camping World Stadium. Orlando has had the better run of play against the best team in the NWSL. Portland Thorns at the top of the league table, undefeated, entering play today. Spencer will go out wide for Ballanger. Klingenberg is there. Ballanger turns it to the inside. No players for Orlando at the top of the box.
Yeah, Ballanger not able to hit that left-footed cross. She's done a great job going forward, though.
Ball skips along the turf until Sinclair was upset. She thought she was going to have a chance to get to it.
Just when you want to go long, try to get a shot up before the half. Just shot on goal something.
Spencer and Morgan very close to one another. Morgan continuing to pursue it. Orlando sending players forward. Morgan for Kaylin Kyle. She's got space. Kyle with a one-touch. Ball off the shoulder of Allie Long. Morgan goes down, and there's a foul. Morgan and Heath, U.S. Women's National Team teammates, engaged just outside the box. And Heath upset with a call.
Yeah, Heath did not like that call, and I think they got tangled up right there. This right here is a great chance for the Pride. Take your time. This is when you want to take your time, especially you know you're about to go into the halftime. Edmonds on the ball.
Edmonds and Catley both there for Orlando. Be the left foot from Catley, low, and sent back toward the touchline by Henri.
Yeah, you got to do better. If you're Catley with that left foot, she's got that sweet left foot. You got to make sure it gets to somebody's head, or you're going to go direct. It's got to be a driven ball.
Orlando created some great chances against the best team in the NWSL, and after 45 minutes, we are scoreless here at Camping World Stadium. Stay with us. Interview with Phil Rollins coming up at the half. Scoreless between Portland and Orlando on a humid Sunday afternoon in Central Florida as we welcome you back inside Camping World Stadium. We are privileged
to be joined by the founder and president of Orlando City Soccer Club, Phil Rollins. Phil, thanks so much for taking some time with us.
My pleasure, Austin.
I would imagine this has a chance to be maybe one of the best weekends in the history of the club. The Pride with a win in stoppage time on Thursday, Orlando City with Kaká's PK winning in stoppage time last night, and now a chance to get maybe a win over the best team in the league.
Yeah, as long as we don't leave it till stoppage time again, I'll be just fine. I don't think my heart can cope with 3 in a row. No, it's great. It's great to have this much soccer in town, and the wins obviously are great for both teams, and it would just be really good today if the girls could pull out another 3 points against what is a very, very good Portland team.
Orlando was able to set the NWSL attendance record in the home opener. The Pride right in the thick of making the playoff chase. As you look toward the rest of the season, how will you measure success with the remainder of the first year?
Well, you know, for us, we've always said that for success for these girls is to get into the playoffs. It's a stretch for them in their first year, but we've got a great team. They've really gelled together. There's some great spirit and great teamwork on this team. And, you know, the way they're playing right now, they play with a lot of heart. It's not impossible. We're right on the edge. I think if we win tonight, we go into second place. So it's very viable, but the aim is the playoffs.
It's been interesting to watch the development. Tom Sermani told us as we were getting ready for these matches, he didn't have his entire team until the first day before the season started, but they've managed to come together and form bonds really quickly.
They have, and they're a great set of girls. They really get on well together. There's a lot of camaraderie. There's great teamwork. They work hard for each other. You know, in this kind of heat on an afternoon like today, they've got to work hard for each other. They've got to cover a lot of ground. This is a big field. It's a warm, steamy evening in Orlando, and teamwork counts for a lot right now.
Obviously, so much excitement among the Central Florida soccer community with the Pride, Orlando City B as well, playing some games in Melbourne. What's in store for the summer, and what can fans look forward to when they see home games on the schedule for these teams?
You know, I think what everybody's seen over the last few days is exciting soccer. We play a very strongly possession-oriented game. We try and get the ball down. We play. We love to attack. We've got attacking teams in both the Pride and the men's team and OCB. So if anybody comes out to the games, they'll see very exciting soccer, a lot of goals, and as we know, a lot of late goals too.
Maybe some goals in stoppage times. Some goals given up too, though, and I know you don't necessarily want to think about that.
Yeah, but it makes for exciting soccer.
Phil, we appreciate you taking some time with us.
My pleasure, Austin.
Phil Rollins, founder and president of Orlando City Soccer Club, in our booth. 0-0 between Orlando and Portland. We're back with first half highlights and stats after the break.
Halftime at Camping World Stadium. The score between Orlando and Portland here in the National Women's Soccer League on BHSN. Let's take you through the highlights of the first half. No shortage of excitement between these two teams. And it started with Portland. Lindsey Horan finding Tobin Heath. She puts into the back of the net, but ruled offside, so the goal does not stand. Orlando creating chances. Danny Weatherholt and Jasmine Spencer, both with great looks, and Michelle Betos, the goalie, makes outstanding saves for Portland. Here a free kick from Heath that manages to get past a couple of Thorns players. Ashlyn Harris eventually covers it up. Orlando corner kick that comes to Alex Morgan, falling back as she lets it go off that left foot just high. And each team continuing to put pressure on the opposing defenses. Both goalies have been tested a couple of times here in the first half. Most often, either chances have been missed or you've had offsides, or here's Tobin Heath off the crossbar at an incredibly difficult angle. And as a result of that, we are even at the break. Eddie, what stands out about the second half, about the first half?
To me, pretty much is, the battle of the midfielders. We talked about that difference between playing 3 in the middle and playing 5. Portland had the numerical advantage. However, Orlando did a great job closing that space and closing those gaps.
And as a result, no score between the Thorns FC and the Pride. Orlando trying to knock off the top team in the NWSL. We'll have the second half when you come back. Halftime here at Camping World Stadium. Short drive from Lake Eola in the heart of downtown Orlando. No score between the Pride and Portland Thorns as the teams take the field, ready to start the second 45 minutes. This is the last match before Orlando will lose 6 players to training camp for the Olympics. Ashlyn Harris, Alex Morgan, both headed to train with Coach Jill Ellis, among the 24 that she will have to trim down to 18 before the Olympics start. Laura Alloway and Steph Catley, a couple of defenders, will play for Australia. Jose Ballinger for Canada, and Monica for the home nation of Brazil. So without those 6 for at least the next 3 to 4 matches, there is an Olympic break built into the NWSL schedule, puts some pressure on trying to get a win here today.
That's right. You know, they're setting themselves up for, moving up in the stands. Of course, playing the number 1 team in the league. Getting a result for them tonight will be great, of course. And then they can take that break. You and I spoke to Coach Sermani about what do they do when they lose the international players. And he said, well, we just have some amateur players training with us so they can, of course, keep up the numbers in that 20 roster spot. But as you mentioned, they are going to have a break in the schedule.
No changes for either side as we start the second half, so each team will have its full complement of 3 substitutes for the final 45 minutes. Exactly what we saw on Thursday night between Orlando and Houston. And the changes made by Tom Sermani proved to be pivotal. Brought on Sarah Hagan and Jasmine Spencer, and those 2 connected on the game winner in stoppage time.
Yeah, they came off the bench, and as soon as they did, they started connected 1-2s. Of course, that resulted in the game winner.
Alloway and Ballinger both watching Klingenberg. Looks to go backward towards Heath. Cross toward the face of goal. And Harris there to handle it on 1 bounce.
You know, we haven't talked about Harris today, and that's a good thing for Orlando Pride. She was, really busy on Thursday, and tonight she's only really had 1 shot that hit the crossbar by Heath. But other than that, she's been pretty quiet.
Player of the game here on Thursday night, making several huge saves that gave Orlando a chance to have that game winner down the stretch. Edmonds on the run, ball played back toward the keeper, Michelle Betos. 2 huge stops by Betos. And it looked like Orlando might go in front in the first half. Heath goes down. In between Spencer and Ballinger, and Heath grimacing in pain on the turf.
There's that speed from Spencer that I was talking about, defensively running back, and they collide right there with Heath. And I think just the way she landing on the turf, but Spencer doing a great job coming back defensively. And of course, she's had a couple of good runs. As you can tell, Heath, and she's in major pain. I'm not sure if it's her elbow, the way she landed on the turf. So you can see this different angle right here. Oh yes, that elbow when she landed on that either the wrist or the elbow.
Holding her left arm, and you can see her left hand shaking. Scary as Tobin Heath is going to be helped toward the bench area.
And of course, this is not what you want to see to a national team player before the Olympics.
Heath with more than 100 caps, 15 goals in her 9 years as a member of the U.S. national team. They will tend to her in the bench area, so for the moment, Portland is playing with 10.
They did get the ball in that foul, though, so they have time to take their time, send the ball in the mixer.
Sonnet being pursued by Morgan.
Morgan putting great pressure, makes Sonnet play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. And even though you and I talked about the Orlando Pride, they were not going to high pressure. However, they managed to put the right pressure on at the right time.
And it's continued to stay overcast, which I think is a huge break for these players. We expected sunny and mid-90s. The temperature has dropped a few degrees, and it's not searing heat. And there is Heath at the midline, ready to come back in. Good to see that.
Yeah, it's good to see that she's okay. Maybe a little bruised hand, perhaps her elbow, but definitely need her for the Olympics.
Heath allowed back on by the fourth official. Teams combined to have just 5 shots on goal in that first half. There were not many opportunities. Each team certainly had some success in the attacking third. Heath is offside, flag is up. Portland not just the best team in the NWSL, but a big part of their success is what they've been able to do on defense. Just 5 goals allowed this season by Portland. And as you can see, no team has found the net more than once in any game this year.
And there's that advantage that you and I were talking about, Austin, that once they score on you, they're going to shut it down in the back. They don't give up a lot. And if you're going to score, you're going to have to earn it.
Get up, John!
Moran in the middle of the field. Poked right to Wetterholt by Nadia Nadine. Wetterholt miscommunication with one of her teammates, Steph Catley. Alloway coming on, gets to that ball just before Henry. Morgan posting up, carrying it to the near side. Back to that left foot. And chips it over the end line.
Good job by Morgan, looking to the far post for Edmonds, who was making that diagonal run. And so far, especially in the second half, there's no 1-2s in the middle. They're just too crowded in there. They just don't have enough space. Orlando came out of the locker room just not being themselves. Put the ball down and just spread out and open up the width. Find those gaps in the back.
Ballanger showing some pace. Kyle chips it to Ballanger. Klingenberg defending. The Canadian got around her. Now Wetterholt carrying it forward. 2 defenders there. Wetterholt right in front to the 6-yard box. Morgan working. Morgan prefers that left foot. Got it to Ballanger. Build-up still working for Orlando.
Much better job by the Pride just keeping the ball. Even though Alex Morgan wasn't able to turn and cross the ball, she managed to keep it. Played defensively out of the back, and they took the ball.
Terrific run. Morgan had a great chance. Spencer manages to save it. Oh, the build-up results in a cross toward the Pride's best player. Unable to get enough on it.
Great job by the Pride keeping the ball, and Morgan should have done better with that. Right in front of the goalkeeper. She wanted to do one time with her left foot, and she missed it. You know she's going to love to have that one back, but great job by the Pride just keeping the ball. They switch the point of attack. They finally go out wide. Catley with a great cross. Pretty much left Alex Morgan by herself.
We invite you to join the conversation on Twitter. We're at BHSN. Hashtag is ORLVPOR. Fans on both coasts a chance to engage in what has been an entertaining Sunday match here in the NWSL. Sonnet will take the free kick after the Orlando handball. Not much air, and it's headed out by Ballanger. Sonnet does a nice job shielding Wetherholt. The result is a Portland throw. Heath has been very active since coming back into the game. She draws a foul against Monica.
Yeah, she checked the ball, she tried to pull it back, she gets foul. And this is right about the spot where Heath loves to and swing the ball to the box. You do not want to give her many chances from here. She had one in the first half that went near post and almost found somebody's head. Gonna in swing that to the near or far post.
Another ball that did not get much height.
I'm starting to wonder now that from there, it's a set piece that she goes near post every time. Of course, she didn't hit that one the right way.
Push on Henry as Edmonds was giving chase. Heavy right foot of Ashlyn Harris gets the ball over the halfway line. And a foul from behind against Klingenberg. Orlando has been content to possess here in the early stages of the second half. And Tom Sermani was really pleased with what the possession led to in the second half the other night against Houston. Felt like they created much more quality chances in the final 45 minutes.
Yeah, and keeping the tempo out of the back, switching the point of attack when you don't have pressure from Portland. They're going to allow you to swing the ball back and forth amongst your fullbacks and center backs. Then once you see some daylight, you can play the through ball on the ground or in the air.
Spencer using that speed against Klingenberg, and it's going to be a corner kick.
There's that match that I like between Klingenberg and Spencer. Spencer was almost around the corner. Great job by Klingenberg getting in at the end. Watch, she takes a great touch right here towards goal. Just when you think Klingenberg's late and beat. Great slide tackle.
Klingenberg came up thinking that Catley had put the ball in play. Official says no. Left foot from the Australian. And a foul in the box against Orlando.
And I'm not exactly sure what the call was. Foul. There's that sub that I was telling you about at halftime. Fields, who started last game, had a great game. She played a full 90. I tell you, she's a handful. She's another Spencer on the other side, of course, a lot bigger. She can use that speed. She can use the size.
First start of the season for Christina Birkenrode, native of San Diego, California, exits in the 58th minute. And Jamia Fields will come on. So there is all kinds of speed on the outside now for Orlando in Fields and Spencer.
And this is a great time from Orlando to just open up the fullbacks, play your outside mids, whether it's Fields or Spencer's, let them go at them. Same thing Spencer did against Klingenberg. Try to get around the corner, ping the ball into the box for Alex Morgan or any other forward who's making a run into the box.
Morgan deflects it away from Menges, has it on that left foot. And she was hoping that would be ruled to have touched.
That's a corner right there. That's a corner. Alex Morgan won the ball, took a funny bounce. Watch this. She goes, wins the ball, lets the ball bounce, and as she strikes the ball, hit one of the defenders from Portland. The referee close enough. She didn't buy it.
Hard to tell based on that replay whether or not it made contact with Sonnet. Monica chests the ball down to Ballanger. Ballanger taken down in pursuit, a foul on Portland. Take you back to the chance for Morgan.
Yeah, and you can tell it hit as the Portland defender turns, hits her in the back. Ballanger right there, that's absolutely a foul.
And that's just great effort. 3 Portland players that essentially given up on that, thinking it was going to go out of bounds. Yeah, Ballanger kept running.
Ran out the angle, and that's why she dipped that shoulder and actually made contact.
Kaylin Kyle went down very awkwardly from Haran. She is in a lot of pain. Orlando couldn't manage to do anything with that free kick. Kyle able to get to her feet.
You can tell Kyle's not impressed with her refereeing job today. It's been twice that she hasn't gotten a call. Edmonds almost losing the ball. That's not the place where you want to lose the ball. That's where you play secure. You don't turn in the middle. Just play the ball negative. Get yourself out of trouble.
Kyle got it away just before Heath arrived. She grabbed her left hamstring as maybe she was cramping up. Portland will boot the ball into the stands.
And here's that Kyle tackle. The ball gets away from her, and just at the end, Moran just lands on her.
Right leg got fully extended in an awkward position.
And then the left leg was underneath her, and I think that's where she was hurting from.
Kyle, one of 4 alternates for the Canadian women's national team. The Americans travel their alternates to Rio. Kyle asked if she could stay here, continue to train, continue to play with the Pride, and they will do that. And Kyle has the potential to go to Rio if someone gets hurt.
Yeah, and as a player, you always want to, you know, stay active.
Tobin Heath once again on the sideline for Portland after going down. Trainer's working on her, so Portland with the moment has 10.
It looks like they were taking care of her hamstring. I'm not sure if that's elbow, that hand that she went out with last time.
We are in the 62nd minute here at Camping World Stadium. Portland Thorns FC leading the NWSL with 20 points, undefeated on the season, 5 wins, 5 draws. Orlando with a win could get into a tie for second place. Allonge back to Alloway. He will soon be teammates for the Canadian national team, training for the Olympics. Catley positioned to quickly take the throw. And now Portland is going to make a sub. So Heath is done. On comes Haley Rasso. Another Australian on the pitch. 21-year-old native of Brisbane. Spent 4 years playing professionally in Australia. Catley's in great position. Didn't unload it quick enough. Catherine Reynolds took it away. Morgan now with it for Orlando. Created space, no whistle. Not enough pace to get to Weatherholt, and Henri dribbles it out of the box.
Orlando Pride putting pressure. Poland, they're starting to get heavy legs. They're starting to get in trouble getting out of the back. Looks like the Pride's taking advantage of that. Alex Morgan with a good chance in the box, not able to cross it to somebody's feed. And right now, the key to me is right there, center mid, Kyle. She's connecting the dots. And watch out for Spencer.
Great turn. Once again, engaged with Klingenberg. Support coming on. And she kicks it off of Klingenberg for an Orlando corner.
Very smart. She didn't have anywhere to go. 2 defenders from Portland. She manages to get that ball off of one of them, and now they get a corner kick.
Played quickly. Catley with a chip into the box. Headed up. Fields with a header. Didn't get to Kyle. Fields retreating and using Monica as an outlet. Catley heavily involved offensively. Not quite enough height to get to Morgan. Nearly a perfect cross.
But that's the right play. As soon as she checks into the space, Catley does a great turn, looks up, sees Alex Morgan making a great diagonal run. The only thing she was missing is the right, pace on the ball. as she's looking to go far post because Morgan had the edge. That's a great turn. Watch that. Alex Morgan is all by herself right there behind the defender, and it's so hard to defend that ball right there. Good run, though.
Credit Portland with quality defending. Sonnet was perfectly positioned to be able to head that out of trouble.
You're absolutely right. She was at the right place, right time. However, the technique of that ball, that cross by Catley's got to be a little bit better. You know you have a wide open Alex Morgan in the box. You got to put that on her head.
Horan will flick toward Allie Long. Haven't called her name very much today. Long, the franchise leader in goals and assists. 22 career goals in her NWSL career. Catley gets past Nadine with a terrific exhibition of dribbling. Out wide, Fields. Fields gets it to her right foot.
And that's the only problem with Fields playing on the left. But she's a right-footed player, so she needs to cut the ball to center it, to center far post. And it's a good thing when you want to go into the goal, where you can cut the ball inside, use your right foot, and take a shot. But for the purpose of crossing, you can tell Catlin is a left-footed player, and Fields is playing on the left, even though she's right-footed.
Wins the foot race with Reynolds. On her left foot. And another corner. Well, the build-up for Orlando has been impressive the last 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, and once again, they're able to send their fullbacks forward, Kaylin going on the right, and then Kyle doing a good job at center mid, just switching the point of attack, collecting it from the left, going to the right, and of course, when you have Fields on the left and Spencer on the right, now you're really getting some runs up and down from the flanks.
Once again, it's Catley and Edmonds that go toward the corner flag. Catley now a few steps away, so Edmonds will take the corner. This is a well-driven ball, punched out by Betos. Spencer tried to get it on her foot, could not. Nadia Nadine hoping for a breakaway as it's sent toward Morgan. Betos is out, punches it again. Spencer at the top of the box will let it rip, and it's in! Another score for Jasmine Spencer. Spectacular once again.
Outstanding finish by Spencer. But it all starts with a great ball into the box, and that's that diagonal ball I was talking about into Alexis Morgan's head. You force the goalkeeper to come out. She comes out, punches the ball well. Unfortunately, she drops the ball right there. Spencer's plenty of time. Watch this ball into the box right here. That's where it all starts. Forcing the goalkeeper to come out. Spencer with plenty of time. She looks up, unleashes the demons. Top shelf right there for her second goal in a row for the Orlando Pride.
A moment of brilliance from Jasmine Spencer to put Orlando in front of the best team in the league.
And I tell you what, she stroked that ball so well. Keeper did not have a chance at all. We talked about the speed of Spencer and, of course, Phil on the left. And now you have Portland all spread out.
8th career NWSL goal for Jasmine Spencer. And she scored in back-to-back games. Plays it through for Morgan. Just saves it from going over the touchline. Kyle comes in and slides to try and keep it away from Henri.
Great tackle by Kyle, and Spencer trying to split the defenders, looking for Alex Morgan just a little bit too far ahead. And that's what I mean. Now you have the 4 back for Portland spread out. Now they're worrying about the crosses from Fields on the left, Spencer on the right, Kyle coming to the middle, and then you have to worry about Alex Morgan going behind you.
We talked at the top of the broadcast that Portland coach Mark Parsons was concerned about the direct balls toward Morgan and how that could stretch out the lines and stretch out the defense, and there provided a perfect example.
And I'm still waiting for Tony Presley to come in the game where you know she's got that 50-yard ball on a dime. She plays out of the left fullback. She can play as a center back as well.
Orlando right now looks like the more confident team, Pride playing with more energy. look at Presley on the bench. A tackle over the touchline by Morgan. Sonnet went down in a heap as those two were fighting for possession.
Yeah, Alex Morgan's tried to reach around and keep that ball in bounds. Sonnet just doing the right thing. You want to put yourself between Alex Morgan and the ball. That way she doesn't have a chance to get around and keep the ball in bounds. Unfortunately, as Alex Morgan is going down, Sonnet just hits the deck, the turf.
And while those two are opponents today, they'll soon be teammates trying to win gold for the United States. So Sonnet trying to work out left arm, left elbow, left shoulder.
And that's one of the problems falling in turf. It's just so hard. Unlike grass, where it's a little more forgiving.
Sonnet's first start for the U.S. women's national team came right here in Orlando when the Americans played Brazil on October 25th. College soccer at Virginia, the #1 overall pick in the NWSL draft, and part of that trade that brought Morgan to Orlando.
See, now with this score 1-0, the Pride can afford to just sit back a little bit, take your time coming out, pick your chances, and then just let the game come to you.
And it affects the thinking of both coaches. If you're Mark Parsons, now you have to chase the game. You're thinking offensive-minded with your substitutes. The opposite for Tom Sermanni, who can go to his best defensive player.
You're absolutely right, Austin. Now, if you're Portland, you're going to have to go and chase the game. Now, look at this sub. You're going to get forward for a forward, offensive player. And here's the other element that you and I talked about, the humidity, the traveling. So if you're Portland, you're playing a weight as well. So when you're Orlando Pride, you can sit back a little bit, bring your defenders and your center mids that you took out. We talked about Edwards and Evans being in the bench still fresh. Now you can bring them in just to close this game.
Dagny Brynja's daughter has come on for Portland, native of Iceland. Brynja's daughter with a couple of goals this season for the Thorns. She's got some offensive ability.
Yeah, and even though she's playing out wide, more of a right mid for Portland, she has the ability to go forward and get some great crosses.
I know Brynja's daughter will be paying close attention when the Iceland men play England tomorrow in the round of 16 of the European Championships. Here's Henry testing Harris.
And that's what I like about Harris, just cool, calm, and collecting the back. We haven't talked about her much. This is a good shot though, but Orlando Pride giving her too much space, too much time. A couple of midfielders chasing back, but Harry's pretty secure in the back.
Clean sheet Thursday night against Houston, looking for another here against the team at the top of the NWSL table.
And I tell you, her distribution from her feet out of the back is just excellent. She can drive that ball. Nowadays, we look at the goalkeeper to be just another player, another defender. She has the best view in the house pretty much. She knows when to come out. And right now for her, she can pause this game. She can take extra 30, 40 seconds as she's doing so. She's not gonna press anything until she gets pressured.
Training camp with the national team going to be so important to Harris. Hope Solo locked in as the starter for the U.S. Olympic team. The belief is that Harris and Alyssa Nair are fighting to be her backup. The other will be the alternate.
And I tell you, any of those goalkeepers can be starters in any other national team. Of course, here in the U.S., they're, you know, number 2 and number 3.
Jamia Fields will go backward toward Catley. 1-0 Orlando. Pride getting a goal from Jasmine Spencer in the 67th minute. Morgan got behind Menges, trying to get that ball to her left foot. She does! And another save by Betos. Closed down the angle and got a paw on it.
Great job by Alex Morgan making that run into the space, and even better of a job cutting the ball back. She gives her a chance. Watch this. Great cut back. Looks up. Trying to go far post. And look at Betos. Once again comes out huge for another great save.
That's the third time that Betos has single-handedly saved a goal from going into the net. Morgan's pressure leads to a corner. Loose in front, Betos able to cover it. Alloway went up, had a chance for it before it was smothered.
Once again, an in-swinger, inviting the goalkeeper to go out, and that makes it difficult. She drops it, but right away she gets the ball right back. And I tell you, had it not been for Betos, this game could have been more than 1-0 right now.
Reigning NWSL Goalkeeper of the Year has proven she is an outstanding shot stopper. Only 3 women have ever graced the cover of the most popular sports video game right now, FIFA from EA Sports, and in the 2016 edition, Alex Morgan made the cover in the United States, Christine Sinclair on the cover in her native Canada, and Steph Catley on the cover in Australia. So the only 3 women to ever be on the cover of that game are on the field today.
We talked about having so many international players in this game. Of course, Portland having 5, and then for Orlando Pride as well. The experience that they have at the international level, and of course they're all going to Rio, is just tremendous.
We spent a lot of time talking about the players who will head to their respective national teams. That group doesn't include Jasmine Spencer, but based on what we've seen the last couple of matches, maybe it should.
We talk about the importance of a great cross right here. Look at that. Once again, keeper comes out. Spencer, top shelf. What a great shot right there.
Goals in back-to-back games for Jasmine Spencer. And now 8 in her NWSL career. 3rd among players for the Orlando Pride.
I got a chance to look at the monitor 30 seconds before that highlight where you can see Alex Morgan talking to the entire team from Orlando, and that's the kind of leadership she brings in. She's saying, hey, we got the last 20 here. You got to leave it on the field. You got to make sure that your touches are good. Make sure that you keep the ball. You don't give anything to the other team. If they're going to get something good, they got to earn it, and that's how you can get away with a win tonight.
Check out the BHTV app. You can watch News 13, Bay News 9, Bright House Sports Network, plus numerous other channels. If you are a Bright House subscriber, download the app today on your iPad, iPhone, Android device, or Kindle Fire HD. After the hydration break in the second half, ball in Portland's possession. Thorns FC in red, Pride in all purple. If you're just joining us, there's a great ball for Haran, and it's just wide. Harris and Ballonger look to be unsure of their positioning a bit as Harris came out and Haran couldn't get it on frame.
Yeah, Harris is not happy about that. Haran just gets a touch at the very last end, and yeah, look what she does. So she has to jump over her to avoid contact, and that's what she was talking to the referee about.
And Harris is not going to be afraid to let you know when she's not happy.
Well, what happened is Haran pushed the defender into Harris. That was Kyle who got pushed from behind. And all she's thinking right now is just keep it a clean sheet. She's going to continue to yell at the back 4 line to stay compact, to keep their shape.
I figure based on what we've seen so far here in the second half, there will be at least 5 minutes of added time. So a little bit more than 15 minutes likely remaining in the match, as Orlando tries to hand Portland its first loss of the season.
And you can tell now Portland is going the long route, trying to play that through ball.
Brynja's daughter got to it! And Portland have equalized in the 79th minute.
Just as I was saying, Portland is going the long route. Great ball into the box. And even a better finish by Brynjarsdottir. One time into the back of the net. Fresh off the bench. But here's the key. Long diagonal ball. And what a great flick right there on top by Sinclair. But even a better finish by Brynjarsdottir. Watch that. Far post. Nothing Harris could do. She's a little bit late. Not sure if she was going to come out, but if not, you got to stay on the line.
Native of Iceland comes off the bench and produces a goal for Portland.
I tell you, give credit to Sinclair because she's the one that checked to the ball, flicked the ball, and what a pass that was on that flick. Now Orlando, they got to go back to putting that pressure, what works for them. They got to keep going forward. I think they have a little bit more legs than Portland at this time.
Orlando 3 times this season has produced game-winning goals in the 79th minute or later, most recently on Thursday night. Cleared out of trouble by Klingenberg. Ballonge scrambles to regain possession. The equalizer from Dagny Brynjarsdottir. 1-1 here at Camping World Stadium.
And that came at the right time as Alex Morgan is looking for that call for a handball. That came at the right time. You're starting to tell that Portland was kind of struggling a little bit on the tempo of the game. Orlando Pride were putting pressure up high.
Klingenberg on the run, could not maintain possession before it went over the touchline. And in hot games like this one, you get a sense of just how valuable a substitute can be. Brynjarsdottir with that extra burst of speed, able to get to the ball before Laura Alloway could clear it out of trouble.
Yeah, that was the case for Orlando on Thursday night when Spencer came in, and she was pretty much the difference in this game.
Remember that Portland has not allowed more than 1 goal in any game this season. Brynjarsdottir once again putting pressure on Orlando's back line. Catley there watching her.
That's a great diagonal ball by Henri. Looking for Brynjarsdottir, who's making those great runs on top.
Moran will go back to Ali Long. Catley heads it to the feet of Edmonds. Big boot from Monica.
That was my concern with the back line for Orlando Pride. When they were so flat, one flick by Sinclair. And that's all it took to find the back of the net for Brynjarsdottir, who just came in the game.
Portland has used 2 of its 3 substitutions, just 1 so far utilized by Tom Sermani. So 2 potential changes to make for Orlando in the final 10 to 15 minutes of this match.
And this is right about the time when you want to bring someone in with fresh legs. Tex, as we see Edwards warming up. This is right the time where you want to give him enough time to get into the game. It takes at least 10 minutes to get you into the rhythm of the game, the tempo. And right there on cue, you see the whole bench from the Pride warming up.
Fields trying to switch the field towards Spencer. She went down, led to her not contacting the ball the way she wanted to. Now on the run is Rasso. She's inside the box. Great tackle made by Ballonge.
Great tackle, you're right, because she was late. And it's so dangerous to tackle right there because you so easily can make contact. And that could have been a penalty kick, but watch this. She gets all ball. And just at the right time, because she was late, she had gotten beat.
Virtually no reaction from Rasso. Lets you know that it was a good no call from the official.
I think Rasso was a little shocked that she got there enough with enough time. I think she thought she had gotten beat. Surprised, I would say.
Monica heads it out. You referenced this. You can tell there is a significant change in the energy level and the aggressiveness of this Portland team after the Brynja's-daughter goal.
Absolutely. You get that fight in them. And you know, it's like you were up 1-0. You were controlling things, the tempo, switching the point of attack. All of a sudden, you get scored on. It's just time to regroup the troops and go at them. You're playing at home, and of course, you're trying to shock the league right now. You're trying to get that #2 spot, or at least tie for that, right before the Olympic break.
Allanger up the field for Edmonds. Chips it through the legs of Menges. Defender for Portland eventually wins the ball. Sinclair works away from Kyle. A couple of Canadians going at it right there. Now Klingenberg has space.
Sinclair is such a great player, checking to the ball, holding the ball. She's so smart, always laying the ball off. There's a reason why she's got so many caps. There's a reason why she's the captain as well.
Christine Sinclair, second all-time in international scoring behind only Abby Wambach. Just turned 33 a couple of weeks ago, bothered by an Achilles injury earlier in the season. Goals in 3 consecutive matches as she boots that one toward Haley Rasso. Second consecutive possession offside against Portland.
I like this sub right here. We saw Edwards last Thursday. She did a great job in the middle. She's gonna come play into that hole right there, that holding center mid for Kyle. Did a great job connecting the dots, winning tackles. A couple of fouls against her that she didn't like.
Becky Edwards is on. Kaylin Kyle's afternoon is done.
And a lot of the times, Austin, it's great to come off the bench when you've had time to check out the opposition. You know you have fresh tank of gas, and you know it's very limited time, so you got to go for it.
Kyle, returning from that right ankle sprain, showed no ill effects as she played the first 86 minutes here this afternoon. Haran out wide for Rasso. Misconnection with Klingenberg, that comes back to win the ball. Menges over the top. Sinclair with the flick to Klingenberg, and once again the offside flag up.
And there's that direct way once again from Portland, always looking for Sinclair's head. She flicks the ball. I'm not sure if she was offsides of Klingenberg, who was making the run from the outside.
Sinclair recently passing Mia Hamm for second all-time among women's soccer standouts, most international goals. We'll see her in the Rio Olympics playing for the Canadian team. Canada bronze at the 2012 Olympics and in the quarterfinals of last year's Women's World Cup.
Yeah, they had a great World Cup last year.
Spencer in the middle of the field, unable to get it to Morgan. And Orlando will use their final sub. Sam Whitteman is going to come on in favor of Danny Weatherholt. Weatherholt, more minutes today than she had played the entire season. 64 minutes through the first 10 matches. She goes 88 in match number 11. Tom Sermani dialed up 2 terrific subs here on Thursday night. He is hoping that Edwards and Whitteman can help Orlando break through for another game winner.
But Whitteman is going to try to go forward right now. I saw Sermani giving her the indication that you got to go forward.
Monica gets it to Morgan. There is Whitteman. Ballanger going to the middle. Brinya's daughter right there at the edge of the box to gain possession for Portland. We expect to have about 5 minutes of added time. Could it be a game winner for an Orlando soccer club in the 3rd consecutive game here at Camping World Stadium? We saw it on Thursday night with Spencer, and then last night Kaká with a penalty kick in the 100th minute to give Orlando City a win. Here's Rasso just outside the 6. Shot and a score for Portland! It's Lindsey Horan who puts Thorns in front.
Great finish by Horan. Great cross to the far post. Lays the ball back. And just when you thought about Orlando Pride making a comeback right here, Portland, they show why they are #1 in the league. And it all starts from this great diagonal ball. Lace it up. And what about that finish right there? Rasso with a great setup on that, great assist. Just because she had no angle, lays the ball back. And Lindsey Horan with a great finish to the far post.
It's magic from the 2 substitutes that Mark Parsons brought on. Brinya's daughter had the equalizer after coming on. And Lindsey Horan gets an assist from Haley Rasso, who came on for Tobin Heath. And the final substitution will be Mallory Weber. Amandine Henry will head to the bench. Her 3rd match with Portland. Some fresh legs in the person of Spencer.
And this sub right here, as you see the coach right there, Mark Parsons, looking at the clock, it's more than anything to kill the clock.
Rasso that's whistled for the foul.
Trying to slide tackle and play that ball out wide. Now she gets a yellow. Brinya's daughter wide open on the right flank. You tell Haley Rasso was late. She's trying to slide tackle and try to flick the ball to that far post. Catley with a great anticipation.
Goals in the 79th and 90th minutes for Portland to take a 2-1 lead over Orlando. And if the Pride are unable to produce either a game tying or, as unlikely as it seems, 2 goals for a game winner, this is going to be a match that stings.
Yeah, because just when you thought you had the game with literally 12 minutes to go, you give up a goal to tie it up, and now you give up the lead.
But Whitteman got dragged down by Horan. No whistle from Ekaterina Koroleva. Edmonds plays it back for Monica.
When you got to be a little more direct from the Pride. You got to hurry up. You're running out of time, so that's when you start.
Fields made a nice turn. Catley. Left-footed cross, punched out by Betos, and a throw-in for Orlando on the near sideline.
Everyone from Portland behind except for Sinclair, who's just holding the top.
Edwards heads it inside the box. Here's Catley for Edmonds.
Alex Morgan wide open in the back, asking for the ball.
Spencer taking on Klingenberg. Catley trying to get it down. She does. To her left. Not nearly enough pace on that shot as she went to the turf.
I think she was looking for the foul right around the top of the 18. Does not get it.
Likely just more than a minute remaining in the match. Maybe one more opportunity for a build-up for Orlando, and that'll be all. Horan shields Whitteman. Orlando's got to be aggressive and win the ball. Catley engaged with Weber.
Handball, the referee doesn't call it. Linesman doesn't call it either.
Long just carrying it toward that corner flag. Content to sit tight. Edwards and Catley trying to win it. And it is a Portland throw. Catley will allow Ashlyn Harris to take the free kick.
This is when you want to go numbers up, commit with numbers, and send the ball forward.
Harris looking for someone to get it to. She opts to go backwards to Catley. And there's the final whistle. Portland comes to Central Florida and scores twice in the later stages of the second half to emerge with a 2-1 victory. The Thorns remain undefeated and atop the NWSL table. And Orlando has to feel like it let one slip away. Up 1-0 after Spencer scored in the 67th minute, but unable to maintain the lead.
Absolutely. They're going to want to have this one back just when they had the lead. And this is the problem when you play against teams with a lot of experience. We talk about the amount of international players in this Portland Thorns team, and they prove once again why they're the #1 team in the league.
First home loss of the season for Orlando. The Pride 4-0 in home games coming into this afternoon, but unable to knock off the top team in the NWSL. They sustain a home loss for the first time this season. And now it'll be up to Tom Sermanni to try and regroup. He will lose 6 players to Olympic training camps. And it will be a different looking roster when we see you on Sunday, July 10th for our next broadcast against the Boston Breakers. For Eddie Rodriguez and our entire Bright House Sports Network crew, led by producer Chris McCulley and director Bob Herman, Austin Lyons saying so long from Camping World Stadium. Final score, Portland 2, Orlando 1.